So this is our puff pastry cinnamon rolls stage 2. So your pastry has been in the fridge overnight ideally, mine has too. So now we're going to make the filling, then we're going to make our cinnamon rolls and we're going to get them baked and finish them off. If you make sausage rolls or anything else at this point, you need to obviously adapt it, but all the same kind of thing. So for our cinnamon, we want about 30 grams of soft margarine or softened butter, just spilled some there, in our pot. You can weigh out if you want. I'm just going to put some in. And then you need 35 grams of sugar. I'm going to use dark brown sugar. You can use light soft brown sugar. You can use demerara if you like. Any kind of sugar will do, but the dark brown gives it a stronger flavour. So about the same amount of dark brown sugar into a little bowl. And then we just want a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, if like me, I really like cinnamon, so I'm going to put a good bit of cinnamon in it. If you don't like cinnamon, you can swap this out if you like for cocoa powder or something else, and make like sweet chocolate swirls instead. I'm going to mix this up so I'll get kind of a buttery paste, nice and soft. So I'll lay it over the top of my pastry in a moment. So you see, you should have a nice soft brown spread ready to put onto your pastry in a moment. Okay, so I can put that aside. And the only other ingredient I've got to finish it, I've got a bit of demerara sugar to sprinkle on top to add a little bit of crunch, and I've made a little bit of egg glaze to make sure that it's got a nice shiny top. Okay, so once you're ready, get your pastry out of the fridge. Don't get it out before, because we want to keep it as cold as possible. And because it's sat overnight, it should be nice and rested and quite firm. I'm going to put a very light sprinkling of flour. And then what I'm looking to do is roll it out to about 25 centimetres by about 35. And when I'm rolling, I'm turning it every time. And I'm letting the weight of the rolling pin slowly move it. And I want as neat a rectangle as I possibly can. So with this bit, be patient. If you feel it sticking at all, a little bit of flour. Okay, keep rolling, keep moving it. Don't move yourself and do it like that. Keep moving the pastry, you stay still. And what we're looking for is a nice even rectangle, about 25 by 35. You don't have to be dead accurate though, because you might have slightly different amounts of pastry. And we can see that butter that we put into it before is all integrated now, so it's a nice kind of even colour. If you find that little bits are not stretching out properly, you can keep moving it. And if you run your hand over the top of it, you can feel if there's any larger, more thicker areas, and if you need to focus on those. So I can feel this end, it's a little bit thicker than the others. And I kind of feel now we kind of get into about the thickness we want. And I'm quite happy with that now. So that's going to be our base for our paste. So then I get my sugary cinnamony paste. I'm going to pop it all on. I'm using one of these rubber spatulas, which is really easy to spread with. And then I'm going to spread that around. I'm going to leave a little gap around the edge. So nice even spread. We're going to roll this up, so we want a nice even spread of cinnamon and sugar and butter all the way through. So leaving a little gap around the edge. Go, nice and even. You can do an extra sprinkle of sugar or something on top of it, or some nuts or sultanas or something like that, but I'm going to leave it just like this for this one. Now I'm going to roll from the shorter end, and I want my first roll to be nice and tight, so then it has a perfect swirl throughout it. You can see I've not added much flour to my surface because I don't want to have loads of flour in this, because it might taste a bit floury. And we're going to roll it all the way up. And then we've got our nice even roll. Okay, and once I've got that, I'm going to trim the end off. You can bake that and eat it if you want, but I just want nice neat ones. So then I'm going to trim one. I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to use that as my basis for my others. So there's my one cinnamon roll. You can see the kind of the swirly effect, and then I'm going to use that one to measure all my others. So everyone gets a nice even one. That's given me 5 nice cinnamon rolls. I'm then going to stand them up on my tray, which I prepared, and it's already lined. I'm going to spread them out a bit. Because it's puff pastry, they should separate and puff up quite a lot. So I'm going to just stand them up. You can do them smaller if you like, so you get more bite-sized ones, but I'm going to try them like this. And then when they're on the tray, I'm going to get my egg wash. I'm going to just egg wash the top and the sides a little bit so that they go nice and shiny. Try not to get too much egg on your tray. So it won't taste of egg at all, it's just going to add a bit of glaze to it. All the way down the sides. And then I'm going to bake those for around 15 to 20 minutes on 200 degrees, and then I'll be able to show you the results in a moment. Be back soon. Okay, the cinnamon rolls have just come out of the oven. I've got a worktop protector ready. I'm using them with gloves so they're nice and safe. You can see they've got a nice swirl on them. They're caramelised well. I forgot to sprinkle my sugar on top actually, but it doesn't matter too much. If we look at this one, that's the nicest little one. Got a lovely swirl. It's nicely baked on the top and the bottom, and that's going to be really enjoyable to eat. A couple of mine have collapsed a little bit like this one, but they're still going to taste delicious. You could double up this recipe, roll it out to a similar size, and then you get a nice thicker roll, so a thicker product. But these are almost nice as little snacks and canapes. So that is a proper pastry from scratch, cinnamon roll swirl. And remember, you can use this pastry for whatever you like. Good luck making them, guys.